So the other night I kicked it out, went down to Walker Street for the first time in about a year and a half. Now, a lot of y'all think that since I live here in Angeles City, that I'm always over there into that nightlife. Well, that's like saying somebody who lives in Las Vegas, Nevada is always in the casinos every night or every weekend. It's like saying everybody who lives in Nashville, Tennessee loves country music. Need I go on and on, right? So, yes, I live here in Angeles City right now, but no, I don't go over there to Walker Street. It's not something I do. However, same thing in Pattaya. I don't go out, but when you have folks coming to town, friends, family, stuff like that, well, obviously you have to, play tour guide, take them out, show them around. So the other night, ladies' drinks, my goodness. Folks, ladies' drinks are anywhere from, let's see, 290. I'm not saying that's the lowest, but one place was 290 pesos. One place was 315 pesos. One was 350 and one was 390 pesos if you wanted to buy one of the ladies a drink in the bar. The ladies who work there at the bar. So I'm obviously, I don't want to say obviously, but I'm sure there's places that are cheaper than that. And there's maybe some places more than that. I don't know. All I can tell you is our experience. So, prices are up. Inflation's up. The vibe has changed a lot. And how do I describe the vibe? I don't know, just sort of like when I went up to Nashville, Tennessee back in 2020. I hadn't been there in probably 15 years, at least a decade I hadn't been there. And I used to go to Nashville quite often and party. And the vibe had changed. It just went from being what it was for many years to it was more like being on Beale Street or being on Bourbon Street. I don't know, it was just wild. And so I walked down Walker Street, and it just has a different vibe. It has nothing to do with they changed the sign. Who gives a shit? What do they call it now? Red Street? And I'll never refer to it as that because it's always been Walker Street, right? But what was strange was, what me and my buddies for many years, we would basically refer to Voodoo as like the DMZ. You got Kokomo's, you got the Perch there, and pretty much right there was the DMZ. Anything past that, most of the bars, a lot of the bars are owned by Korean folks, and obviously it's just a different environment. So it seems that more and more bars, the trend continues that more and more bars are being taken over, managed, owned by Korean folks. Just a statement of fact. But what was strange, it makes no sense to me from a marketing standpoint, from a sales standpoint, is that when we walk down that area, there's nothing but dudes. Not all the places, but a lot of the places, there's dudes standing out trying to get you to come into the bar. Now, whether it's the manager, the bouncer, some kuya they paid, but there's males, men trying to get men to come into the bar. That has never made sense to me. That is the worst decision that any bar can make, is to put a bunch of dudes out front who are going to try to talk to men who are on the hunt looking for women. Who thinks that's a good idea? You're out of your fucking mind and you're losing business. I'm here to tell you. If I get dudded up and I go out on the hunt for a lady, the last thing I want to do is be engaged by a bunch of fucking hard dicks out in front of the bar trying to get me to come inside and see what's going on in there. Absolute insanity. It's worse than the Cracker Barrel's logo and rebranding program. It's like Bud Light's program. You're just killing your business. So, for example, walking the walking street, you look over to the right, there's Atlantis. Got beautiful ladies out front, right? And shout out to Anita. Ran into my good friend Anita. Good to see her. Got to hang out with her for a little bit. Looking beautiful as usual. She's like a bottle of wine. She just gets better with age. Just absolutely gorgeous. I won't tell you how old she is now. We're all getting older, but she's a beautiful lady. And they put her out front of that bar bringing in people. And a lot of bars do the same thing, okay? That's what you're supposed to do. Put your beautiful ladies out front as eye candy to bring them in. They're the hook. Come on in here, right? But then you go down to these other bars and there's a bunch of dudes standing out front. Ain't nobody going up in that bar. There's nothing inspiring. If I've got a couple of kuyas, a couple of young guys trying to talk, come on in, sir, come on in. Man, get the fuck out of my face. All right? That's no better than people like on Walking Street and Patio, or people trying to hold up, hey, oh, sir, come see this show, and they're holding up a menu. And you're like looking at 1,000 bars. Like, I really need you to put a fucking menu in front of my face, and I'm going to go with you when there's 1,000 bars around me. It's an absolute waste of time. So that's sort of annoying if I were looking at it from a tourist or a bar customer standpoint, that I've got to talk to fucking grown men when I'm out looking for women. My advice to you bar owners, you want people to come into your bar, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science, but I got to try to help you because you're too stupid to figure it out. Put your beautiful girls out front, 2, 3, 4 of them, whatever you're gonna do. That's the hook. That's what gets guys' attention. Let them ladies work on bringing those customers inside the bar. But you put 4 fucking kuyas out front trying to get in my face and interrupt my conversation or interrupt my flow, my mood. I'm not coming in your fucking bar. Man, get off the sidewalk. Get out of my fucking way. Dudes didn't travel halfway around the world to talk to 4 kuyas or the fucking manager out front. I'm not sure. I'm just really perplexed why, if you're a bar owner, you can't figure that shit out. Perplexing. So anyhow, when we crossed the DMZ, went down that way, there was a lot of that shit going on. Just annoying. So I have no idea what those particular bars are about. Didn't bother sticking my head in there, because once some dudes just interrupted me, just get the fuck out of the way, man. I'll walk faster. I'm not going to stop and stick my head in the door. I'm just not inspired. Enough about that, right? So that was kind of, I don't know, sort of different. It was a Saturday night. So I don't want to say there was a crowd. I want to say the exact opposite. It was like it's still low. You talk to the girls and they're like, yeah, there's no customers, there've been no customers. A lot of the girls have went on vacation out to the province during this extremely low period. So it's like, not only is there no tourists, but a lot of the staff, they're not there too. As usual, I mean, a lot of freelancer type, single ladies walking around. And if you're a player coming over here, you got a lot of ladies walking around the street. Some of them are what we refer to as freelancers. And some of them are just normal girls going out to party. Well, how do I figure out? That's another topic for another day. But there were plenty of beautiful ladies walking around. As usual, used to rarely or ever see in the past was my friends from India. I saw a few folks from India out partying. And man, you know what? What I say about my Indian friends, they know how to party. They party. They fucking get down. We rolled up at Midnight Rodeo, and Midnight Rodeo had a full house. Always good times over there. I did not recognize the band, for many years, long time. They've had the same band in there, or they had two bands, and I walked in there, great band going on, no problem, but I didn't recognize anybody. I think maybe the one guy, I'm not sure, but it's not the same band that I'm used to, all my years of partying there. It's a brand new band, had a beautiful lady singing, and really good, just really good songs, really good band at Midnight Rodeo. And I think that's where the ladies' drinks were $2.90. So out of all the places we dipped into, Midnight Rodeo was the cheapest at $2.90 on the ladies' drinks. And if, you buy a waitress a drink, she'll dance with you if you're into dancing and stuff. Got a little dance floor there. So if you've never been to Angeles City, one of the places I recommend that you hit is Midnight Rodeo. And I sort of keep that at the end. I close out my night. I always end up closing out the night, especially if you end up hanging out with some ladies. Once you get some ladies in tow, head on over to Midnight Rodeo, do some dancing, listen to the band. And drinks are always reasonable over there. So that was still good. But like I said, it was just a different vibe. If you're into the nightclub scene, what the hell's that nightclub? The nightclub right next to Atlantis. I can't remember the name. But anyhow, looked like a lot of folks heading off into there, but that's a late night game. And speaking of late nights, right? So I quit drinking over a year and a half ago, and I'm not a late night person anymore. I mean, I can be if the mission requires, but usually what do? I'm in the bed with the chickens because I got kids I got to get to bed, and I got to get up in the morning and get them to school. So I'm not a late night person. Doesn't fit into my lifestyle anymore. So, I ain't gonna lie, folks, about 11 o'clock, old single dad was like, damn, I'm running out of gas. I need $2 million and some cocaine. I mean, I need some gas to keep things cooking. What movie's that from? It's a line from a TV show, so don't get too excited. Gosh. But I was running out of gas. Go from spot to spot, just order a Coke, drink about half a Coke. So really the whole night, what did I drink? 2 Cokes. Then I started running out of gas, had to hit that old Red Bull. It was either that or Jack Daniels. I needed some gas to get things cooking, to keep things cooking. So I hit a Red Bull, perked up a little bit, but folks, it's just not the same when you're not drinking, It's 11 o'clock, I'm ready to go. Yeah, there's ladies everywhere, party going on, but I'd had enough. So for what I would refer to, I'd call it an early night. Back in my partying days, I'd call that an early night. But nowadays, it was a late night. I was getting tired. I was ready to go. So it was an early night. Rolled in late. I don't know, midnight, 1 o'clock. The old lady, where you been? Where the fuck you think I've been? Goddamn, been down there just checking shit out on Walker Street. No need to lie. No need to bulla. Plus, bitch been tracking me all night anyhow on that dang old computer and that iPhone. So, Yeah, so I rolled in, got a shower, crawled up into bed. I woke up the next day. Well, I didn't get but 3-4 hours of sleep. Woke up like I was hungover, but I ain't been drinking. It's just because I'm not used to staying up that late, not used to staying out that late. So I was a zombie all day yesterday, but no, not a drop of liquor, not tempted, nothing like that. So anyway, it was a good time. It was good to get out. Every time you walk those streets, you just see the memories of the past. You see the ghosts of the past. You walk down that street Saturday night. What do I see? I see the ghosts of my buddy Pablo, my buddy Dennis, all the good times that we had together throughout the years. But then once you sort of visit old ghosts, old hangouts, and that's it. So it could be another year before I step out back over there. Or if somebody blows into town, I have to go next week, play tour guide. But if nobody blows into town, it might be a year or two before I venture back over that way. Even living here, only time I go by there is if during the daytime, you're going from point A to point B and we drive by that area. But now that walking street's one way, I never find myself even driving through there during the day. Where, back when it was two-way, a lot of times a trike driver would cut through there so you could look around, see what's going on. But now nobody ever cuts through there anymore. So there you go. That's my walking street, Red Street update. Things change. Times change. People will always complain about shit. Oh, things are too expensive now, this and that. Folks, that's the game of life. The only thing constant is that everything changes. So 20 years ago, partying here, partying in Pattaya, it's obviously not the same as it is today. The decade is not the same. The era is not the same. The attitudes are not the same. It's a different game. So it's kind of funny to see these titles and these thumbnails. All the party areas between here, Pattaya, Cambo, or just anywhere. Just to hear people complain, and they're just not factoring in the simple fact that, hey, that was 10 years ago, or that was 5 years ago, that was 20 years ago. It was a different time. It was a different era. Oh, things were great back in the 1940s. Yeah, okay, that was decades ago. It's a different era. And so the thing about you can never go home again, that's absolutely true. The reason you can never go home again is because you can go back to the buildings, same bar, same restaurant, same beach that you used to hang out at. But what you're trying to do is recreate the era, and you're trying to recreate you in that era. And those are two things you can't recreate. You can't recreate that time period, and you can't recreate the 30-year-old you. And so here comes the 40-year-old or the 50-year-old you 10 or 20 years later, and you're complaining about the price of drinks or the attitudes or the way things are done. It's just about time. It's a different era. Best place to stay, Angeles City. If you're coming over on a Thunder Run and you can swing it, if you can swing the money, ABC Hotel. It's just a different experience. There's plenty of wonderful hotels, right? If you're on a budget, there's plenty of wonderful hotels that you can stay at. But if you want the utmost experience, just pull the trigger and go to ABC. Even if you got to get the simplest room, the standard room, it's a wonderful room, plenty of room. And you'll be glad you did because of the experience. You won't forget it. You stay at a normal hotel, it's a hotel. but the ABC Hotel is an experience. They're not paying me to say that. Just putting it out there for your consideration. Best hotel in Manila, Conrad, Mall of Asia. I think I got a free night that I got to burn before the end of the year, use or lose, and I'm not going to lose it. So I think I'm going to take the old lady on a romantic evening down to the Conrad. Only thing, well, not the main thing she likes is tearing up that VIP lounge, that free buffet. She loves doing that. Best bar on Walking Street, and still Lollipop. You want to have a great time, go to Lollipop. Not saying anything against any of the bars over there. We had a great time in the Champagne Bar. Some of the girls there are the mom son from Brown Sugar, known from way back in the day, folks. Not saying anything against any other bars. Get that out of the way. But everybody wants to know, hey man, what's the best bar? Where should I go? Start your night out at Lollipop. There you go. Show them this video. Tell them Marco sent you. It's not going to get you a discount. Ain't going to give me a discount, I imagine, but everybody wants to know. Best bar on Walking Street. I'd have to say Lollipop. And that's no secret. That's where everybody goes. You know, back in the day, the afternoons, everybody went to Ponytails. Some of y'all players remember Ponytails back in the day. Now it's called Hercules. It's a gay bar. So back in the day when Ponytails was there, everybody went there in the afternoons. They had free popcorn. It was packed out. That's just where everybody went. That bar started their decline. Hey, Big Pumpkin, what you doing? Yeah, I'm the old single dad's watching Forrest G. Yeah, the boy's taking a nap. You come in here making all this noise, disturbing me. Shh, it's nice and cool, Big Pumpkin. I've got the door open with a cool breeze. Okay, do you see this microphone? Okay, my microphones don't like electric fans, okay? Now you're gonna come in here and open the door and mess up my lighting. Luckily I didn't lock the ISO. Okay, do you want to come in here and say hello? No. It's alright if you're in your panties. I've seen you in worse. Can we just say hello right here? It's see-through and you have no bra. Just say hello. Come on over, baby. I'm talking about my experience down on Walking Street.
Hello.
When you were tracking me on Walking Street, I'm trying to talk about the best bars and where to stay on Walking Street. You're disturbing me. You know, back to Ponytails. That was a wonderful place. The decline of Ponytails started when they stopped giving out free popcorn. You know, initially it was free-flowing popcorn, much popcorn as you could eat. Then they started limiting the popcorn, and they got done away with the free popcorn. Stopped going there. You got to follow me here. The free popcorn, when you walked in there, it just smelled, so wonderful, right? It smells like you're in a movie theater. You're sitting there eating the popcorn, heavy on the salt. What does that make you want to do? It makes you want to drink a San Mig Light like that. More popcorn, more San Mig Lights, right? And then before you know it, you're tuned up. You're having a great time. Now you want to stay. You don't want to go nowhere else. Now you're buying ladies' drinks. Next thing you know, you barf on 2 or 3 chicks and roll out of there. The popcorn was what made that bar. When they started clamping down, getting skimpy, getting cheap on the free popcorn. Hold on, baby, is she still doing her online class?
Finish.
Okay, well, because you left the door open, I didn't want the whole classroom to hear my assessment of why Ponytails went down. Okay, all right, sorry about that, folks. Yeah. They should have factored in the price of that popcorn as their marketing budget and just doubled down on it. And if you're running a bar, if I were to run a bar, which I'm not, I'm a bar customer, not a bar owner. But if I were to open a bar of that type, that popcorn machine would be working overdrive. I would rather spend money on popcorn than Google Ads. That's how important it was. Thirsty? Drink more beer, get loosened up, buying ladies drinks. Next thing you know, you're getting all my money and I got no reason to go anywhere else. Hell, by 6 o'clock, from 2 to 6. If you know what I mean. So, baby, you realize you just destroyed my train of thought when I'm sitting here trying to talk about, best bar. What bar to go to start out your night at Lollipop? Baby, what you think? What do you think the best bar on Walking Street is?
You going tonight?
Being that you haven't been there, how many years? I used to take you to Walking Street, right? No?
But you take me in the walking street? No.
Because
I'm going to get you in the walking street.
so I never took you there. You just came to retrieve me from Walking Street. You came to claim your lost property. But when you came to Walking Street, how did you know how to find me back then?
There no tracking area.
Oh, you were still tracking my phone.
That's been it.
Okay, here's a player's tip. This is not rocket science. But if you're coming partying and your wife thinks you're deep sea fishing down in Costa Rica, leave your cell phone at the hotel. Maybe she knows what hotel you're in, but she's not going to know what bar you're in. Good advice, baby? Baby, you're starting to look so skinny. You look so beautiful. My goodness, she's a beautiful lady. There you go, folks. That's my talk about Walking Street. Where to eat? Best place to eat in Angeles City. Where, folks, you got to go to Tequila Reef. Obviously, Kokomo's. Breakfast, Angel's Bakery. What else? Baby, I can't take you to Walking Street. That's like taking sand to the beach. You don't take your wife to Walking Street. You meet your girlfriend there. It's a policy. It's not my policy. It's the player's policy.
Act like we're girlfriend.
It's the rules, baby.
Act that we are girlfriend.
Act like you're my girlfriend?
Oh.
Okay, well, you go back to doing certain activities that only my girlfriend does and my wife doesn't like to do. Ow! Ow! We already discussed that. All right, folks, I'm out of here. If you come to Angeles City, have a good time. Go to these places, tell them Marcos sent you. They'll get a kick out of it. Someone will say, who the hell is Marcos? All right, I'm out of here. Peace out.
Marcos the president.
That's right. Tell them the king sent me.